Hey friends, let's talk about getting started with your lessons. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming, especially if it is the first day back from a break. You really kind of still want to be on that break. Let's not kid. We all know that that is the case. Maybe it is coming back from being sick, or maybe it's just a gloomy Monday, and we need help getting started on our lessons for that day. I've created a checklist for you to kind of help you if you are working through your lessons, if you really just need that reminder to help you get started, or if you're starting a new class and you just want to get started on the right note. Maybe it's a change of semester or a start of a new school year. So let's walk through this together. The first step is to take out the materials that you need to complete the task. So for your schoolwork, this is going to include any notebook, pencils, any textbooks that you might have. It might also include guided notes. Those are available for Prep for Success in your unit introductions. Some of your teachers may also have them under the class resources, or they may be listed under the lesson itself. So make sure you have those guided notes right there with you as you go through. That's going to allow you the chance to see exactly what your teacher is going over that day, and really to help you to organize your thoughts and see the key takeaways from your lesson. I would strongly recommend keeping all of this stuff in one place. Have it in a folder for each class. Maybe it's a folder on your computer that you open it up and you use your second monitor to be able to take your notes during class. Maybe you print them out and you keep them in a physical folder. Whatever that might be, make sure that you have those resources and those materials right there ready to go. You also want to remove any distractions. I don't know about you, but my phone is one. Okay, I'll admit it. We can all admit it together. Sometimes we get distracted by our phone or by other things that are around us. Put any work for your other classes away before you go into your guided lesson or your live class. If you're coming in for English class, you don't want to have your math work open on the screen. You don't want to have your math notes right there next to you. You want to have everything for your other classes put away, and you just want to come into English class with only that material that you need. If you go through these steps at the beginning of the day and kind of make sure you have everything for your classes ready to go and in one spot, it really helps you to be able to just pull out the correct folder, pull out the correct guided notes, turn to the correct notebook or the correct textbook, to be able to have all of that stuff in one place rather than kind of all jumbled around, and between classes you're having to run and find your next class material. So put away anything that is for another class. Put away personal items. If that's your phone, if that's a Nintendo, maybe it is a distraction fidget. Maybe that you have a fidget that distracts you instead of helps you to focus. Maybe it's a specific stuffed animal that it's good for you when you're not in class, but it can cause you to become distracted when you're in class. Any distractions need to go away. Close websites not related to your schoolwork. YouTube, Spotify, Pandora, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it might be, WhatsApp app or WhatsApp, I guess it is. Any of those. I played the Emoji Blitz game. I have to keep that away from myself too. If I take 5 minutes of a break to do that, to kind of refocus myself and give myself a little bit of a brain break during the day, I need to put that away afterwards. That way I'm not distracted. There's no potential of me wanting to do that instead. Then determine the amount of time that you need to spend working before taking another break. Okay, maybe this is you're going to a class live. Our classes are typically around 45 minutes, maybe a few minutes longer. Maybe you're going to do the 45-minute class, and then you're going to submit the work, and then you're going to work on an overdue lesson or work on something that you needed to for a project for a friend or whatever. Set a timer for yourself. Give yourselves breaks. If you need to, you can set a timer on your phone. Just make sure that the ringer is on and that you put the phone away from you after that so that you're not distracted. Use a kitchen timer if you need to, but taking breaks is essential to allowing the information to process in your brain so that you can move on to the next topic. We don't want to continue pouring into a glass that's already overflowing. So we want to take a break and just relax for a few minutes, let the information come through our brain, process through, walk away from our computer, and come back to it the next time we have a class or when our next scheduled time is. Open the planner to the lesson you're completing. Look through all of the pages of the lesson before you get started. If you are going to your classes live, do this a few minutes before. Set a timer where you're going to log in 5 minutes before class starts. And 10 minutes before class starts, you're going to take a quick peek into that lesson. Make sure that you have all of your materials. Do you need to look back at anything? If you're working on a writing assignment, you might be pulling your rough draft. So if you come into class already having your rough draft ready, then whenever your teacher's going over changes, revising, editing, the next step in the writing process, you already have it set and ready to go. Again, with the guided notes, make sure that you're filling them in as you watch the lesson, whether it's live or the recording. If you are there in class, enter that information in as you go. Enter it into your lesson, enter it in those guided notes. If you run into something that you don't understand, then your teacher's right there with you to be able to answer it. You can send them a chat message in Zoom. You can send them an EDIO message if you are outside of the class time, and then you can get that help that you need. My best rule of thumb for you guys is if you have a question, ask it before you submit that lesson. If you don't understand what a question on a quiz or a test is asking or what you're supposed to do on a project, don't wait until you get your grade back to tell the teacher, oh, I had a question on that, I wasn't sure. If your teacher is out of the office for the day, maybe you're doing a project in the evening, send them a chat message and wait to hear back from them the next morning. Do what you can, for the rest of the lesson or the rest of the project or the test or quiz. Wait until you hear back from them so that they can work with you, maybe rephrase whatever the question is, maybe help you to think about it differently, or maybe break down the writing activity a little bit more for you. But if you don't tell your teacher, hey, I have a question, your teacher's not going to know, and they're going to continue to grade that as if there was no question asked of them because they don't know. Okay. And whatever you do, do not submit your lesson blank. Always show us where you're having trouble. Always let us know. In my class, I always like to say, if you're writing an open-ended answer in a lesson, in a practice question, and you're not sure, best thing you can do is write, I'm not sure, but I think. That helps me as the teacher to know that you really weren't sure about how to answer this question. You weren't sure how you felt about a situation, or you weren't sure of a topic that we went over. That helps me to better be able to give you feedback in order for you to continue to grow. But again, always reach out to your teacher. That way your teacher can make any adjustments and communicate with the rest of the staff as to how we can best support you. Now, I've gone through a lot of the steps of completing your daily lessons. Make sure that you're setting goals for yourself each day. I want to go to all of my classes live. I want to be more organized by having my stuff ready to go for class, whatever it might be, so that you are able to continue to move forward and see those small gains that you have, because those are going to mean so much more in the long run, and it's going to keep you moving forward with your learning. If you have any questions on how to get started with your lessons and how to work through them, or you'd like to go over this in more detail, please let me know. If not, until next time, see you later.